Fort Wilderness Campground at Walt Disney World is one of the most hidden gem resorts on the entire property, and today I'm going to be giving you a glimpse into why this resort has become one of my absolute favorite places to stay and why you should consider it the next time you're on Walt Disney World property. For a brief history, Fort Wilderness is one of the oldest resorts on property, originally opened in 1971, and is a camping themed resort that you can actually camp at, whether via tent, RV, trailer, or they have their own cabins, which is what I will be showing you today. Fort Wilderness Campground is such a vibe. My family absolutely adores Fort Wilderness. It is one of the only resorts on property where you truly feel like away, and that's due to the sheer size of this resort. Fort Wilderness sits on an extremely impressive and sprawling 750 acres. Rather than always seeing signs pointing you to a pool or a parking lot, you are met with nature, and sometimes even a turkey.
Daddy, why is a turkey so big?
I don't know, man.
It's pulling its skin up.
There really is just nothing like telling your kids to hop in the golf cart, to drive around property, to check out other people's tents, or just to kill 20 minutes. Now, the layout of Fort Wilderness is basically one main road, with one end stopping at Bay Lake, which has a boat to Magic Kingdom, and the other end is a bus stop that takes you to the other three theme parks, as well as Disney Springs. All other roads either lead to cabins or RV and camping areas. Which brings me to the first thing you have to do when staying at Fort Wilderness, and one of the most unique things about it, golf carts. Get yourself a golf cart. Fort Wilderness offers golf cart rentals as a means of transportation around the resort, and I cannot stress enough that the golf cart is essential. You can in fact travel by car around the resort, but there is a major priority for golf carts when it comes to parking at all of the main areas around the resort. Not to mention they are a blast. Golf cart rentals are on a sliding scale price-wise based on date, so be sure to call and see how much they are for the dates that you plan to stay. This scale starts at about $70 a day and can go all the way up to $94 a day. You can also bring your own golf cart into Fort Wilderness. You just need to disclose that with the front desk and they will have you sign a waiver for your own cart. There is no additional fee to bring your own golf cart, and being as this is Florida, there are also a ton of local golf cart rental places in the Orlando area that's worth checking out to compare prices. Some of them will even deliver the golf cart directly to your cabin. If you choose to not rent a golf cart and also do not have your own car, there is a very efficient 3-bus system that drives specifically within the property all day and night. The buses operate from 6:30 a.m. until 2 hours after the last theme park closes. Just a word to the wise though, the bus stops are a decent walk from the actual cabins and or camping areas. Now let's take a look at our cabin. This is obviously going to be one of the older cabins, as the DVC ones were still being built when we stayed in May of 2024, and we hope to stay in one of the new ones soon, but the price tag right now is a little outrageous. The cabins at Fort Wilderness are another thing that obviously truly set this resort apart from all the other resorts. One of our favorite things about them is that they're so spread out that you never have to worry about noisy neighbors, late night loud people in the hallways, being stuck near an elevator, none of that. You are super spread out here. These cabins can accommodate 6 guests and feature a full kitchen with utensils, a main living area with a couch that turns into a bed, a table for eating, full bedroom with double bed, bunk beds, and a TV. Now, with the full kitchen and utensils being mentioned, if you are driving your car during your stay, Fort Wilderness is one of those resorts you want to go to a grocery store beforehand to really get the most out of your stay. We almost always ate breakfast and lunch at the cabins because we could just fry up some eggs and bacon or cook a hot dog on the grill. If you do not have the means to get to a grocery store, do not worry. The resort features 2 different outposts where you can pick up essentials like firewood, charcoal, eggs, hot dogs, drinks, etc. Beware though, some of these essentials are priced crazy. I also cannot stress bug spray enough. You can grab a citronella candle from the outpost as well. A cool thing that every Disney hotel room now features is the Alexa-like enabled Hey Disney. But one of the coolest things that I found is that you can put in requests for your room rather than having to call the front desk. Here is an example from our TikTok page that I did using strictly this little console to get more towels to our room. It's been a while since my family and I have stayed in a Disney hotel, so this is our first time interacting with one of these little Alexa-enabled devices, but they're actually super cool, and this thing just picked up on me saying that name. But you can use them for park information, show times, park hours, and things like that, but then you can get really granular and get things that you are normally calling the front desk for. So we need more towels in our room, so right now I'm going to use this to get more towels rather than actually calling the front desk. And this is how you do it. Hey Disney, I need more towels.
We have bath towels, hand towels, and washcloths. Which do you want?
Bath towels.
Sure thing. How many bath towels would you like?
4.
Okay, you'd like 4 bath towels, right?
Correct.
What else can I get you?
That's all.
Okay, I've sent in your request. If the room occupied sign is on your door, please remove it, so our cast member knows it's okay to knock.
Fresh towels. Very cool and convenient when you want to just get a simple answer for something or you just need something quick for the room. Outside the front door is going to feature an outdoor deck with a picnic table, and every cabin has their own charcoal grill outside. Out front of the cabin is going to be enough space for a car and to park your golf cart, along with a power outlet for your golf cart to charge while you're not driving it, which is great. Fort Wilderness is also 100% dog friendly, so you can bring your pets. No additional charge, you just have to disclose with the front desk that you have a dog. All right, now let's hop in the golf cart and head to one of the 2 main areas of Fort Wilderness, the settlement. Sitting at the tip of Bay Lake, the settlement is an amazing spot to just park the golf cart and let the kids run around, have some drinks, and just take in the sun. It used to feature an amazing grass area where everybody could run around and have a picnic or anything like that. But now, as of May 2025, this area is currently under construction for the new DVC resort towers that are being built, which is definitely a bummer. Not to worry though, there is in fact another beach a very short walk to the right of this area where you can still see the fireworks. They also pipe in the music that you would be hearing at the parks in Fort Wilderness during the fireworks, so while you might not get the castle projections, you do kind of get the full vibe. Now, speaking of the Magic Kingdom, one of the great things about Fort Wilderness is that you do have direct access to the Magic Kingdom via their boat transportation. You can just hop into a boat and be taken directly to the front of Magic Kingdom. No need for the TTC or the monorail. And the same thing is on the way back. They drop you off right at Fort Wilderness. You can also charter a boat out here at the settlement, and those prices are listed as follows. You can get into one of these boats and they will take you out and tour you, or you can do a fishing excursion. You can actually do a boat for the fireworks. There's all different kinds of things that you can do, and a lot of those you will board that boat right here at the settlement at Fort Wilderness. And there's also another boat route that will take you to the neighboring hotels, which are Wilderness Lodge and the Contemporary. And I cannot stress enough to get on that boat and go to Wilderness Lodge. It is totally one of the coolest resorts on property, and it's fun to act like you're staying there, even if you're not staying there for a couple of hours. It also boasts some of the best outdoor views as far as restaurant goes at the Geyser Point Eatery, which is actually quick service and table service. So you have the option of getting quick service and going to sit on the patio, or you can get table service. So yeah, definitely take the boat to Wilderness Lodge. Completely worth it, especially for the pool. Gorgeous. Now, back on the settlement when it comes to food, it is going to feature Pioneer Hall, which is of course the home to the Hoop-Dee-Doo Review, which is the all-you-can-eat dinner show that takes place at Fort Wilderness. If you are not going to Hoop-Dee-Doo, the other option is going to be quick service, which is the Trails End restaurant. Now, Trails End is going to be one of the more heavy and hearty quick service restaurants on property to me. Features a very home cooking style menu with fried chicken, ribs, meatloaf, pulled pork, along with sides like macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes, fries, and coleslaw. If you actually want to look at it, Trails End Restaurant is essentially an a la carte version of what you are getting at Hoop-Dee-Doo. Hoop-Dee-Doo features a menu of all-you-can-eat ribs, chicken, mashed potatoes, things like that. It is essentially that menu broken down a la carte at Trails End Restaurant. They also have a hot case where you can do family style meals, and you can grab like a bag of fried chicken or a slab of ribs, and you get 2 1-pound sides with it. Now, some of these prices might look a little outrageous, but when you're comparing what you can get on property elsewhere, an 8-piece chicken with 2 pounds of sides for $32 really isn't that bad. Inside of Trails End Restaurant is also going to house the full liquor bar Crockett's Tavern, which does not open until 3 p.m., but when it does open, you can get drinks inside or you can get them outside at their drive-through style window. You can order a drink at the window, get it, and continue to hang out outside in the settlement area. The last thing we'll show you at the settlement is another thing that makes Fort Wilderness completely unique, and that is the Trynda Ranch. The Trynda Ranch is going to be the home of all the horses that you see inside the Magic Kingdom. It is completely free to enter, and you can look at horses along with get a cool history lesson about how Disney has always integrated horses into the brand, whether it be in the parks or in the movie. They offer pony rides with your kids, which my family did way back in our first stay at Fort Wilderness in 2017, and is super cool and just something different that you just cannot get at any other resort. The pony rides cost $10 for 1 lap and $15 for 2 laps, and it's not the biggest circle, but one of the cool things is that you as the parent do get to lead the pony with your kid on the back, which makes for some great photo opportunities like the one that I got here. All right, we're going to leave the settlement and let's head to the other main area of Fort Wilderness, which is going to be the main pool, and that is the Meadows Pool, or just called the Meadow. From fishing to canoeing to renting a bike, there's all sorts of things that can be done at the Meadow. They have daily arts and crafts for the kids at certain times. They also do a nightly movie showing in this area that looks kind of like a drive-in theater, but they have bleacher seating and regular seating, and they show a movie on this big screen, and then these two fire pits on the side. You're allowed to either bring s'more supplies from your cabin or campsite, or you can buy s'more supplies and make s'mores right there on site while you're watching the movie and hanging out with Chip and Dale. And this is the Meadow swimming pool. Very basic, nothing too fancy, but it does feature a water slide, and it does have the original water tower from Disney's now closed River Country Water Park, which is a little cool piece of history. Also, River Country actually used to sit on the grounds of Fort Wilderness, but is now obviously closed. The pool and the splash pad are open until an impressive 11 p.m. Outside of the pool area, you have a playground for kids, a huge grass area for activities or running around with your pets. Along with over here, there's a covered pavilion with 3 charcoal grills and a full-size tennis court that also has lines for pickleball. When it comes to good and bad about Fort Wilderness, I really don't have a lot of bad. The only thing that I would say is bad, and it's not even that it's bad, it's that there's just not a lot of options. I just wish there was a little bit more food options than the absolutely monstrous heavy lunch and dinner that they offer at Trails End Restaurant and or Hoop-Dee-Doo Review. That would be my only critique, but if I did want something lighter, I can always just hop over on a boat to Wilderness Lodge or even the Contemporary and grab something else without having to actually get into a car or a more main form of transportation. So there's really not a lot of bad to say. It is completely on its own. It is its own little world. It is its own resort, and I cannot stress enough staying there at least once. Any questions or anything about the resort, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I do respond to all the comments, and we will see you real soon.